Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome Lauren, welcome Rose, welcome Alyosha, welcome Real Jason Sensation. And did I miss anyone? Let me know if I missed anyone. Welcome everyone to the stream. Yeah, I hope Twitch gets your account sorted soon, Rose. That sucks to have your account stolen like that. I hope they sort it out soon for you. Alright. Had a nice big rest. I think my voice is going pretty well today. My joints are pretty sore today, so I'm just going to stream as long as I feel like it and see how we go. So I can't promise it'll be a long stream today, but we'll see. Alright, I changed my webcam settings. I increased the resolution, so it looks alright. I'll leave it how it is at the moment. I'm good, thanks, Alyosha. How are you? Alright, so we're going to get back to case 3-5, Bridge to the Turnabout. Okay, yeah, let's try and sum up what's happened so far. February 9, 11:15 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Okay, so let's see. This is a really interesting case. So I still don't fully remember what happens in this case. I remember some small details, but the main thing I remembered about this case was that you got to play as Edgeworth. And we're up to that part now, so... So I don't really remember what happens from here on out, so this is pretty cool. Alright, so Hazakura Temple. It's a place. It's where Phoenix, Maya, and Pearl went. So that Maya could do some cool training, some spiritual training. And bad stuff happened. There was a visitor to the temple who got murdered. Maya was across that bridge working on the inner temple, doing some training, and she's stranded over there at the moment. There was some lightning that burned the bridge down, and Phoenix went for a fall in the river. He tried to run over while the bridge was burning. Not the smartest thing. So he's in hospital now, and we're playing as Edgeworth in his place. Yeah, Phoenix is hypothermia, so he's still in the hospital. And Edgeworth flew over with a private jet as soon as he heard that Phoenix was in peril, which is kind of sweet. Phoenix gave him his badge and his Magatama, asking him to take his place. Yeah, so there's this woman named Iris. She looks a lot like Dahlia. So that's why Phoenix wanted to get involved in this. He wanted to find out who she is, how she's related to Dahlia, if at all. And so she's been accused of the murder. And so Phoenix wants Edgeworth to defend her, so he is. Also, yeah, so Maya, we don't know how she is at the moment. She's still stranded. And Pearl is missing as well. So that sucks. Alright, yeah, I mean, those are the major things. Also, we're up against Francisca, having a nice little sibling rivalry. Alright. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you at the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between this time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 PM that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. That's a lot of locks. Hey, Panicking, how are you? Iris? I can't tell you about that. Yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Are we going to break these now, or are we going to do this later? Later, okay. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Downim? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. As I thought, no psycholocks. Love how he calls them psycholocks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. 11:36 AM, courtroom number 7. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behaviour in the gallery. Suspicious behaviour? He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Loris Downim, I hope you're ready. Get in here! It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Oh dear. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! I was just artistically Ow! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the colour, viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it? I know! I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. But that's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. That's a fantastic line. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial. At all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realise this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use a technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! 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 Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. Hey, Counting Kittens, how are you? You're imitating my voice for Edgeworth for Ramu. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Tag. Whoa, this is too much for me. Bloody Larry. What I saw. Yeah, so he was hiding something. He saw something that night. We're gonna hopefully find out what it was. Cross-checking is another hockey term. Ah, okay. Thanks, Counting. You wonder what medium Larry uses? Oils, acrylics, watercolours, crayons? He uses the spirit medium. I like that, Lauren. I like it. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation? Or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Oh boy. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. Ouch! There is only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but... A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night? You bet! Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter. But blackmail? No! That was simply a product of overflowing You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. Oh my god! Francisco is fired up today. You love Edgy so much? Yeah, he's great, isn't he? So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. I didn't see us at snowmobile. Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see us at snowmobile. Why's he stammering when he says it? Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! Well, what is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. You didn't meet anyone? That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces. Now! It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. It seems that he is going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. So this part, I remember this part pretty vividly because when I first played through this game, I got stuck here. Right here. Like, for ages. For ages. And I felt so silly because Edgeworth kept calling the contradiction obvious, and I couldn't find it. But, Actually, have I presented an incorrect one as Edgeworth yet? I have, haven't I? Yeah, that's right, he tries to trick the judge, doesn't he? Yeah. But yeah, the contradiction is he claims he didn't see anyone at the bridge, but he saw Nick. Objection! Objection! Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realised just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. Whoa, you're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. Nefarious individual. Oh. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night. Testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Has he though? Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw, part 2. We found our thumbnail, haven't we? Thanks, Francisca. Yeah, I want to use that as a thumbnail. Is it spoilery, though? If people see Francisca as the prosecutor in the thumbnail? I want to use that line so much, though. It's so good. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 PM. Okay. I need to refresh my memory as to the times involved. Alright, so autopsy between 10 and 11. When was the... Alright, it stopped snowing at 10:50. The lightning was at 10:45. Okay. You don't think it's spoilery? Okay. True, true. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You'd go for the judge saying, okay. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out. Like, almost totally gone. Yeah, I'll see if maybe we get a better, another great line later on that's not as spoilery. Yeah, we'll just see how we go. Hey Carlo, welcome to the stream. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. Okay, but the lightning was at 10:45, so maybe that's what we're going to go for. I'll press everything first. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? You hope they remake all games, including the ones never released in the West? Yeah, I totally agree. It would be great to have like official releases of like Ace Attorney Investigations 2 and the other ones. That would be cool. Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? Nah. I set the meeting time as 10 p.m, right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Edgy reassuring Franny that Nick was alright, as if she was concerned. Yes. Ace Attorney Investigations 2 is the best game ever made by Capcom. I keep hearing it's amazing. I'm really looking forward to playing it. Yeah, I'm going to play the unofficial translation patch. This light was, of course, lightning! Like, kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom! Ah! Or a little like that. Whoa, that's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so, I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget-it attitude you had at first, Witness. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. No, I haven't played Ghost Trick yet, actually. I want to play that soon. Maybe I'll play that once I'm done with all the Ace Attorney games. So I heard that's by one of the same people, and is really good. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out! How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on, well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Got some options. I'll come back to this one, I reckon. I don't think we can expect any more relevant information. Probably best to turn to other leads. Witness, please continue your testimony. So what's that one? That one. Alright. That's when I ran into Nick. How did Phoenix Wright look when you met him? He looked like a beaten up mule. He was dead tired. I mean, he had run all the way from Hazakura Temple. He simply stood, staring at me, breathing hard for a moment. How far is it to Hazakura Temple from the bridge? On his legs, a 15-minute run, I'd say. And that's when the murder was reported? That's right. And then he took a fall from the bridge. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday. But there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Hey Sneejan, welcome. You think it was Goddo's coffee that burnt the bridge and caused the lightning? Ah, Slowbeef has played it. Oh, cool. Once I play through Ghost Trick, I'll probably go watch his playthrough too. It's fun seeing other people's reactions to stuff. Hold it! Alright, we'll try pressing those other points. Alright. Why didn't you call anyone? Why did you go to the bridge? Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay. A reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to, okay? Okay, this has changed. I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Okay. I was going to see what the other one leads to. Why did you go to the bridge? So, you suddenly thought to check out the bridge? Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness. But my reasoning? Okay. Reasoning, is it? Okay, we've got a different one now. I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. Yeah, I bumped my webcam yesterday while I was, hang on, I'll reposition it. I was plugging things into my capture card, so I bumped it, so I have to change it a little bit. So, you decided to go and see what was happening? That's right. We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real like, really special? Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle? Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. Ah! I'll give you a few hits too, if you'd like, with my whip. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. Alright. I'm not sure if that really got us anything. So I'll try changing it to the other one. Why didn't you call anyone? I arrived at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as right? Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. The fire didn't seem like it was pretty much out by then. Alright. Let's see what we can catch him on. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Yeah, so it can't have been out by then. Yeah. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 PM. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 PM. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? Hey King Brolly, welcome. Is it spoilers backseating if you're just making conjectures? Nah. Since I know that you don't know what's happened, then you can go ahead and conject if you want. Conject? Is that the word? You can go ahead and speculate. Since I know that you're not hinting or spoilering. What do you mean? 11 PM is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Oh, that wasn't what I was going for, but that works too. Excuse me. I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Laura's down. Ah! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 PM. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. It's really good having Edgy's smugness on our side. It's really good. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 PM. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 PM. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 PM, but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you just stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? Ugh, I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Order, 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 order! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why, then, did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. I think Edgeworth is enjoying being a defense attorney, especially cross-examining Larry. You bet Goddo jumped the burning bridge on the snowmobile. Edgy, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time, or everything. Ah! Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Travis Pastrana. Who's Travis Pastrana? Even on the defence's side, Edgeworth totally takes control of the court. Yeah, he really does, doesn't he? The missing 15 minutes. I'm a down him. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realised it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. He's still not telling the truth. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honour. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. Oh. I'm a down him. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Tell us, Larry. My name is Loris. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. I just have to leave it on this judge's reaction for a little bit. Motocrosser. He is a part of the Nitro Circus. Travis is an X Games motocrosser. Ah, okay. Ha! I like that. So Travis Pastrana crossed the bridge. A boot is fun, so fun to say. Yeah. It is really fun to say, isn't it? Just who exactly are you? I'm Loris Downham, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist? Of course! I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Sketching? Sorry. Sketching the burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What do you mean by that? What? Came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine. Ah! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Oh dear. I'm gonna come back to the sketch. I want to press everything else first. I cannot recommend looking at the sketch. His works of art are a force of nature best measured on the Richter scale. That's right, they'll shake your heart to pieces. This courtroom has yet to meet earthquake standards. I think we'd better pass. In which case, let us turn to other leads. That was fantastic. So I'm guessing that this is gonna, like, move us on past this testimony, so I'm gonna press everything else first. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. The burning bridge moved you that much, did it? I find that hard to believe. You moron, Edgy! You don't understand me at all! If I see an abandoned cat, I find myself passing by it with tears in my eyes. I am a man overflowing with irresponsible kindness. And I use my irresponsible kindness to fill the pages of my notebook. An artist using a notebook. It's so pathetic, it makes me want to cry myself. I command you to go buy at least a proper sketch pad. But what has that got to do with anything? I'm not sure if I care for an artist using a notebook for sketching. Proceed, witness. That's great. Before I realised it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. You forgot the passage of time to that extent, did you? Well, once I get caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else. That's true. He's always been that way. I guess he's not lying about that, at least. Phoenix Wright appeared on the scene after 11:15. If he was drawing until then, that dispels all doubts. Aside from doubts of his humanity, eh? Another good zinger. Was that one Larry Whip or two? Ooh, I'm not sure, actually. There is a big clue waiting for me in this cross-examination. This testimony does nothing less than mock the court. But I am sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden in it somewhere. Alright. Oh, we've got to see the sketch. Better see the sketch. Drink some water. Ah, the suspense. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please? Well, even I couldn't have imagined it'd turn out like this. Imagined what? That Loris Downham's debut would take place here, today, like this. Oh, George! Show it, now. Okay, but still yourselves. This is the world of Loris Downham. Oh my gosh. Well? So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Wow. Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yes. Well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. Nah, this is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. Yeah. No one wants to mention it. The elephant in the room. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course! Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know. What would have happened to her if she'd injured herself flying like that? Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant? Flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist. You... Hi? The girl, she's really high up in this picture. Oh my god. This game's amazing. You're not sure how you feel about the world of Loris Downham? No one is. Wow. Oh, what was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. I'm glad she brought this up. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination. By force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me! Larry's sketch. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Oh, jeez. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him. Wow. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. Alright, well we got a new statement to press. It was clearly just a bust of Iris dropped out of a window above the bridge. It's better than what you can draw right now. Yeah, it's better than my drawings. Oh my gosh. Just where did you see this sight from? Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realise that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. Then after about 5 minutes, I saw it. The defendant flying? That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, this sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. And how do I do that? A white hood fluttering. Oh, I guess that could be a hood. The angle of this is weird. It's like he was looking at it from the side. But he should have been in front of the bridge, right? There's so many things wrong with this picture. Alright, well, Iris wasn't wearing her hood, so I guess I'll go for that. There we go. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Oh! A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood. Correct. Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. Okay, so he drew the view he saw from the shack. Okay. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Oh! It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defence's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? It was Bikini. She was so hot it caught the bridge on fire. Yeah, it turned out he drew his perspective from down at the shack. So that makes sense. The perspective makes more sense now. What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy? What's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog! I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage. Ha! Ha! What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Loris Downham, shall prove it. Oh my god. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. That's the sphere from the staff. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. A crystal sphere? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. Yeah, sure is pretty when it's covered in blood. Ugh. God damn it, Larry. That sphere. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere? Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow? It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Crystal sphere, found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge the night of the crime, has blood on it. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Loris Downham only a few minutes ago? Don't question it, Edgy. Don't question it. Yeah, he kept that evidence hidden the whole time. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. So, you went to the burning bridge? That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you see. I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best. It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point. So, what did you do next? I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. Good night, Rose. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck with your account. So, you searched all over for her? She was flying pretty high, you know? I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know. Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing? I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kinda lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself? Yeah, the snow was deep. And there was even a banana peel out there. Jesus Christ. It's an accounting nightmare. Ah, nice. Yup. There's Stupid, and then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. Half buried? It was sitting in the snow, with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out too. I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro. A genius security guard. I used a penlight I had borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am," to me. It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one. I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That is the question I aim to answer. After all, no one else could have lost this crystal sphere that night. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reasons you thought that this was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct? That's right, my gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning, and her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound. Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradictions in this testimony will be easy, but I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. Alright. No one else could have lost a crystal sphere. But they did, Larry! You butthead. Objection! Larry. Did it have snow on it? Oh, the sphere? Yeah, there was a little bit on... Yeah, I think he said there was a little bit of snow on top of it. Larry. That night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Miss Elise Downham, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike! In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime. Ah! The crystal sphere! It's gone! What? Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Downham? A fool alongside another fool, on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that! I saw it with my own eyes! And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Miss Elise Downham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Ooh. Why are you pointing at me? Crystal Snail from Mega Man X2 is behind this. You're not sure how you feel about Larry finding the staff sphere? I'm not sure how I feel about Larry. That's it, that's the whole sentence. The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case? That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No way! All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. Alright, well, it was half covered in snow, so it was before it stopped snowing. This weather report is so important to this case. So it's before 1050. Did we prove when the murder was? I forget. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Downham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? My response is to save my game. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to this case, then this witness who you call will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Nah, it's impossible. Give up. No matter how I look at it, it's not possible. It is certainly strange that the crystal sphere was found near the bridge. But perhaps it is just a curveball from the killer. Well, well. Miles Edgeworth seems to have nothing further to say.
Then I am left with no choice. The court seems no reason.
What is this? Hey, Edgy, you're a defense attorney, aren't you? If it was Nick standing where you are right now. If it was Nick, do you think he'd give up? No, he'd find the truth, no matter what it took, no matter how crazy it seemed.
Right.
At this moment, I'm standing where you should be. Which means there's only one thing to do. Think like you.
That was some fun dialogue, and you'd miss that if you just said yes.
Your Honour, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered.
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. And save your game too.
There's so many thumbnail alerts, isn't there?
Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
Oh, that's right, there was no snow on the body. I kind of forgot about that part. It might also be my badge, though.
Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this phrase? Miles Edgeworth? I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now. Go, go, Edgy! Do it! Prove it! Win! Win! Win!
He's cheering. It's as though I'm listening to the ominous chorus of ravens. So, Mr. Edgeworth, what would you do from here? Look, one more chance, Your Honour. I can't turn back after coming all this way.
The time of the murder and when the crystal sphere was dropped. I need to find proof that the latter happened first. Alright, so what do I present? I just present the orb? The sphere? It's half covered in snow? Take that! Okay. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Ah!
Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What?
Order, order, order.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose.
What? What could that have been?
The sphere. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. I think the weather report should be the thumbnail, yeah. Character growth, yeah. It's good, isn't it? The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Downing's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. By saving my game. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Let's see. I could have used my badge. No, that isn't it. I'm on the wrong track here. I like how he highlights the word track. I need to charge on through this, even if it makes things look bad for my client. Mr. Edgeworth, stop giving me the evil eye for a mistake of your own making. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Alright, I'm just going to load my save. Am I wearing gloves right now? Nah, I'm not. Load. So there was a snowmobile. The snowmobile? The snowmobile. Yeah, that one. Take that! Badgers are famously good at transporting bodies. The body rode the badgers a ski. On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ah! As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order! 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 Gah! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim, Elise Downing, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Did you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. We're almost 19 hours in FF9 right now. Oh wow, the time flew. Actually, what disc are we up to, Tag? It has 4 discs, doesn't it? This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you. That settles it then. We're nearing the end of disc 2. Ah, cool. Yeah, it's been a really fun playthrough. Thank you for streaming it, Tag.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Grr, grr. And I love how Edgeworth just completely controlled that, just told the judge, yeah, we need to investigate this, and convinced him completely easily. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Franzi whipping me all day, ouch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame, Franzi! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal system stands for. Ouch, 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 ouch. I demand satisfaction. It's a good gag when she makes people faint from whips. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom. Those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. 36 total Larry whips. Oh my god. And she doesn't even need a whip. Yep. His whips are his words. To be continued. Nice. Anyway. It's a bit early to feed the cat. But I do need more water. And water's pretty important. Investigation. Ooh. Ooh. I think we will take a quick break. The cat's asleep in the other room. If she wakes up, I'll go ahead and feed her, but otherwise I'll probably just get some more water and stuff. Okay, so we'll take a quick break, and I shall be back. Alright, I'm back. Good night, Lauren. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. And that comment about the gloves made me realise my hands are actually very cold, so I'm putting on some gloves. That's better. Alright. Nice. We're up to the next investigation section. I don't know how long this is going to be, so I don't know if we can finish this investigation today. We're just going to see how we go. If we end up pausing it and saving halfway through to finish the stream, we shall see how we go. Hey Shizzle, welcome. We just kicked Larry's butt in court as Edgeworth. It was quite satisfying. And well, I'll show you actually. It'll be easier to show you than to tell you. Oh god, he's in the hottie clinic. Poor Phoenix. Oh, always blame the butts. Definitely. So we had to, like, Larry was lying just over and over and over, and we finally got him to tell us what he saw. Apparently he did a sketch of what he saw on the bridge that night. He claims that he saw Iris flying over the bridge. I do not remember what this is about, so this is going to be a fun mystery to unravel. But we did prove this definitely wasn't Iris, because he claims that this figure had a hood, but Iris wasn't wearing a hood. And he found this crystal sphere lying nearby. It was half buried by the snow. And he was claiming that this was the little jewel from the hoods. But we proved it's actually the missing thing from the staff of Elise Downham. So now we're wondering if
The victim was actually killed near the bridge and then transported back to the courtyard. And so we've taken a break from court for the day to do some more investigation. That's the important thing to what happened. Larry mostly just wasted everyone's time for a while, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, those are the important things, though. There's a weird sketch that we haven't figured out yet, and it seems that the victim was near the bridge at some point that night. It may have been killed there. Oh, yeah. No, you haven't missed anything. I was just explaining what happened for Shizzle, who just came into the chat. Okay, February 9, 3:43 AM. Hottie Clinic, Intensive Care Unit. I'm still up at this hour, reading through the trial record of a certain case. It's the first case my mentor, Mia Fey, had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What is written here? This isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he will be able to help me with him. Somehow. Yeah, so that's when Phoenix did all his catching up. When he was in the hospital bed. That's when he read up about case 3-4. You remember the importance of the sketch? Ah, okay. I'm curious to rediscover it myself, because I do not remember. That's what makes this case so interesting, because I don't remember all the little details and stuff. It's fun rediscovering them as we play. There, February 9, 2:43 PM, Dusky Bridge. Right. Are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? You still look a little green in the face. Or maybe Viridian in artist speak. Ah, gummy. Actually, my fever has gone down quite a bit. How's your temperature now? Only 102.2 degrees. Nothing to worry about. Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. In the end, the Shito did not deliver the deadly blow. Which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't you worry about a thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. Heh, that is probably for the best. Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. And that is? Our client's background, naturally. You mean Iris, sir? I have the feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting that from you, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu. Adieu. Right? Take care. Is it adieu? Did we find Maya yet? No, actually, no. And we haven't found Pearl yet either. Yeah, we've only been in court so far, so... You like the two obvious bits of localization on this screen. Totally inconspicuous, yeah. Especially the Dusky Bridge text. That looks so... that jumps out so much, doesn't it? I'm saying it right? Adieu? Ah, good, good. Thanks, Alyosha. Bye, Edgy. Guess I should get moving too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I've got to get to work on this bridge, pal. I'm rigging something up so we can get across to the other side. Ack, that's right. Maya's still stuck over at the inner temple. But don't you worry, pal. Did he forget that? As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. Thank you, Gumshoe. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? Alright, I'm off. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out, I promise. Geez, being out here in the cold in his conditions probably not a good idea, you know? You could have left Edgeworth to keep handling it, right? But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence. Alright. That thing looks like it's ready to collapse. At least more than it did before. According to Bikini, Eagle Mountain is very prone to earthquakes. Which reminds me, if my memory serves me correctly, Edgeworth isn't exactly a fan of earthquakes. Now it really is more of a dusty bridge than a dusky bridge. That kidnapping incident happened here 11 years ago, so maybe it's cursed too. It looks like it's about 20 yards to that cliff over there, but I can't see the inner temple from here. I really hope Maya's okay. Hazakura Temple doesn't have a single private phone line, and there aren't any houses in the area, so I guess Bikini is the only one who uses this. I really wish I had brought my cell phone with me. Wait, you were just in hospital. Couldn't you have dropped by and picked up your cell phone on the way here? There's a narrow path going off in a different direction than that of the main hall. Looks like someone's taken the effort to write "To Heavenly Hall" on the signpost. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to look at. Okay. Poor Maya's been starved again. Aw, yeah. Alright, just seeing if any of these descriptions changed. Saw an unbelievable sight at Heavenly Hall the night of the crime. Yeah. Haven't heard about Godot yet. Franziska von Karma, age 19, legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma's daughter. Became a prosecutor in Germany at 13. Miles Edgeworth, age 26, an old friend, said to be number 1 at the DA's office. Studies foreign judicial systems now. Alright, I guess we... Where shall we... I guess we'll check out Heavenly Hall first, because that's a little dead end. February 9, Heavenly Hall. Looks like no one's here. Larry! Loris! I was sure he'd be hiding here. Guess I'll try again later. Look at this graffiti scrawled right on the front of the shack. At least he managed to get a pretty good likeness. When I really think about it, I guess art kinda suits him. I mean, his very existence is an art, of sorts. That's one way to put it. The snow is really piled up on the straw roof. It's otherworldly, like something out of a fairy tale. Well, the roof part anyway. The sign says Heavenly Hall. I guess it's pretty fitting. If you spent a night in this little freezing shack, you'd probably find yourself at the pearly gates by morning. No cellular phone, any percent run in 0 hours. Hey Cookies Forever, welcome! That stuff is really ruining the beautiful atmosphere around here. It's so inappropriate. Like Sister Bikini in a bikini. Ugh. I've got to think of the kittens. That's Dusky Bridge up there. It's amazing how clearly you can see it from so far away. Larry supposedly saw everything through the shack's window. Not much light gets down here, so it must be pitch black at night. But this area was probably illuminated that night because of the burning bridge above. This is the famous Eagle River. I got to try out its rough rapids the other night. They say it has a really strong current. And they weren't kidding. It's both powerful and fast flowing. I was dead lucky. I mean, lucky not to be dead. How did he survive? These steps lead up to the foot of Dusky Bridge. Come Coming down is a cinch, but going back up doesn't look like a walk in the park. I'm starting to understand why rivers always want to flow downstream, not up. Bum, 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 bum. No, nothing else here. Guess we'll head to the temple. Nick takes a spill into freezing rapids of Eagle River from that height. And all he needed was a night in the hospital and the case files of 3-4 to recover. Yeah, he's very lucky. Very lucky. Nick discovered gravity, yes. In more ways than one. Hazakura Temple, main gate. Come on, please. It's for art's sake, I swear. There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung. But I'm talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. It'll make you famous. Ah! Enough. Are fools who foolishly accept the foolishness of a fool's fool. Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix Wright? Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. Ow! Your reflexes and mind need to shape up. My brain's frying like a sunny side up and you want to grill me over a name? Franzi, you can't do that. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death. Or so I'm told. Whip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings? No, it's not. And I'm not on the brink of anything. Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? Tell her she needs to model for my new picture book, Franzi's Whippity Whip Trip. Franzi's Whippity Whip Trip. Ah! Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least semi-coherent testimony. And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry. I don't care what anyone says, I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I'm telling you. Whoosh! Just like that dude with the red underwear. Don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologise. Off he goes. It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix Wright. Oh. Another thumbnail. Yeah, there's been so many good thumbnails this episode. Have you been in Germany all this time? That's right. Extending my perfect win record. Naturally. Oh, joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met? I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Franziska was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was the legendary prosecutor, Manfred von Karma. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years, but now he is gone from this world. Okay, so he's probably been executed now. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me, because of what happened to your father. Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me. This I promise. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear? Yes, crystal. In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense. Edgeworth. Come to think of it, Edgeworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Karma as well. Miles Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know. He said this case has a special significance to you. Because it does. And that's precisely why I am here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better. It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kind of cute. Ow! No smirking! No whipping the sick! That foolish fool! Doing such a foolish favour for such a foolishly foolish fool! Edgeworth. Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing, and one thing only. to pulverize you. It's not like I thought you were here to bring me some cold killer X, you know. Before... She might leave if I keep talking to her, so I'll look around first. You can see the main hall from here. I wonder how the head nun is holding up. Oh, wow. Is it an inkling of human kindness I sense? Oh, do you enjoy causing other people pain with that sharp tongue of yours? It's nothing compared to the pain you cause with that leathery whip of yours. This is one impressive gate. Compared to the grandeur of the main gate at the Von Karma estate, it's but a pet door. It looks really idyllic with all that snow on it, don't you think? All that snow? Don't make me laugh. This is but a light dusting where I come from. Don't make things up just because you think I'll never get to see it for myself. I'd love to know what that thing was used for on the night of the crime. Huh. Still thinking small, I see, Phoenix writes. Or perhaps not at all. That's why you will never defeat me. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I don't recall ever losing to you. It's time for us to settle this once and for all with one final showdown. Looks like she mentally blocked out my victories over her from her memory. It's a quaint little bell tower. I never would have thought that something this horrible was about to happen. When Iris rang the lights out bell that night. Yeah, I think that's all that's here. Is Frenzy filling in for Maya? Well, I guess we'll find out. Probably not. I think she's just hanging out here. Check out my badge. About this yow! I refuse to help you, Phoenix Wright. I should have known better than to try. Okay, will she talk about anything? How about people? No. How about Edgeworth? Ready? Nothing to say? Aw. Wanted some cool dialogue. Yeah, fine. Be a jerk. I went over the whole case file on the flight over. You read the whole thing? Yes. Every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made it a very interesting read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge. Did you even consider the dangers? No. The only thought in my mind was, I have to get across. A fool who doesn't think is more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks. Gumshoe said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Maya. She's got to be okay. I just know it. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened at the inner temple that night. Alright. See ya, Franzi. She doesn't have much to say today. Yeah, we interrogated Larry. And Larry gave us this sketch of what he saw that night. With a person flying over it. He claims that's what he saw, but we don't really know what it means yet. Hasakura Temple, main hall. That was one long sigh. Oh, it was a sigh, okay. Sister Bikini? My, I didn't know you were here. How are you doing? You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, and then there's Iris as well. Mystic Elise? Now that I think about it... There's an acolyte stuck at the inner temple. And that poor little girl has gone missing too. That little girl? You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yes, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident. Pearls? She's missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself. Are you talking about your performance at the trial today? You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar. I would never lie.
I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull that sword from Mystic Elise's body that night. I'm certain of it. At least, I was until this morning. I don't see any psych logs, so she must be telling the truth. So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden? You know that artist who testified after me? I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. I felt like I might start flying myself. When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible, I started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was on the witness stand. I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble, and nothing else. That's a good line. Psycho locks, Nick, you uncultured cretin. Yeah. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the Inner Temple. Is that correct? That's right. I'm sure it was Iris. But Iris claims she was in her room at Hazakura Temple. I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night. But because you did, Maya is stuck all by herself at the Inner Temple. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, she can't help having a bad back. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at. Winter is especially bad. I'll bet. The training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second. Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know. Earthquakes? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall. Oh, great. There's another thing to worry about. We've got to get Maya out of there, fast. But still, there's really no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated like an island. It's like an island? How so? Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the Inner Temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by the river or the forest. I see. So a criminal will be trapped should they choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there. That means Maya could be stuck out there with a murderer, and with no way of escape either. Oh dear, yes, I suppose it does. Oh. Please, Gumshoe, get that bridge up faster. Just gonna save in case she leaves. Maya would probably eat Bikini alive from hunger if Bikini stayed. I'm curious about a few things, if you don't mind answering some questions. Oh, do you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something? Bikini, stop. No, no, no. I want to know a little more about the victim, Miss Elise Downham. I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter. No, no. I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for spiritual training. My, you make it sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mr. Elise was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know. There, you did it again. Sister Bikini, I noticed you always refer to Miss Downham as Mystic Elise. Oh? Yes. Now, why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte. Well, we address all our visitors as Mystic. It makes their experience feel authentic. And anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know. How do you know that? How can you say for sure that she's older than you? Yeah, there we go, the Cyclops. The Psycholux. Psycholux. You wish you had Bikini's self-image confidence? She goes a bit far sometimes, though, I think. Is Gumshoe rebuilding that bridge by himself? Yeah. I think so. I don't think anyone's helping him. Poor Gumshoe. It seems Miss Elise Downham was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Miss Downham on the evening of the murder, and now she's vanished. It's all got to be connected somehow. But why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Wright, I know you're worried, but try to keep it together. Oh, man. My head's throbbing so bad it's killing me. Pearls. She was with Miss Downham on the night of the murder, remember? Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we'd finished eating dinner. The murder. It didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? Oh. Hope not. According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place left where Pearls could be. She just has to be there. Come on, Gumshoe. Tell me you'll be done with the repairs soon. At least the liars are considerate enough to not lie about more than one topic at once. Yeah. There's a laughably large Megatama on the altar. If I could see Cyclops with the tiny Megatama I've got, I can only imagine what kind of power this bad boy has under its hood. It's an altar. It looks a bit old, but someone does a good job of taking care of it. Speaking of altars, I remember seeing one like this in Kurine Village last year. I guess they really do have something to do with spiritual power after all. Okay, I don't think any of this dialogue is new. Japanese movie, Hibachi Brazier. Oh, okay, that is new dialogue. I've only seen a layout like this when I saw this really old Japanese movie on TV. Wow, this Hibachi Brazier really puts out a lot of heat. Just thinking about how happy we were, sitting here eating pot roast and gravy. It's a stack of straw zabuton cushions. Maya told me this type of zabuton is called Enza. I suppose if I'd never come here, I'd have missed out on all these new things. I bet the writing on these sliding doors are instructions for spirit channeling. Kind of like how we scribbled math formulas on the bathroom walls to remember them. Except we couldn't go to the bathroom during tests. And I can't read these walls. Yeah, I think that's all that's here. Check out my badge. I was wondering about this. Let me see. Well, as you may know, in order to see reality for what it truly is, we strive to break our attachments to much of the transient material realm. I guess you could call me an immaterial girl. I'm guessing she makes an exception for fine dining. Yeah. Have we seen this dialogue? About this picture. Oh, that old thing. I always turned those reporter types away in the past. But Iris was so insistent this time. Iris? Oh yes, Iris loves to be the centre of attention, you know. Really? I find that kind of hard to believe. So it's Iris's doing. The scroll. Well, look what you found. That's the master of the Kurine channeling technique, Misty Fee. So this woman is Maya's mother, huh? It's been nearly 20 years since Mystic Misty disappeared. Apparently, she intended to pass the torch on to her daughter. Her daughter? Did you know who her daughter is? Well, I myself am part of the branch family of the Fey clan, but even I am not privy to that kind of information when it concerns the main family. Bikini doesn't seem to know Maya's standing within the Fey family. That wasn't new. That's not new either. Iris's hood. Well, that's a demon warding hood. Acolytes are highly susceptible to possession by evil spirits, you know. That's why we always wear these for protection. Iris gave this to me on the night of the murder, but then I went and fell into the river and got this nasty fever. I thought maybe if I were to wear this hood, it'd make my fever go down faster. I don't think so. Colds and spirit power have nothing to do with each other. Way to crush a man's hope. Yeah, Phoenix with the fat joke. That wasn't very good. Didn't Iris say the exact opposite? Oh, I don't remember. Alright, nothing to say about the weather. She do. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. I mean, Iris could never do such a wicked thing.
But they proved it in court today, didn't they? That this sword wasn't the murder weapon. That's what they were saying, yes. The problem is, I saw it too. I'm sure that what I saw was this blade stabbed into Miss Downham's body. Yeah, Phoenix was wearing the hood in the hospital bed. I don't think he's wearing it right now, though. It's pretty yikes. Yeah. Fat jokes are lame as heck. Oh, it's Mystic Elise's staff. The crystal sphere really is missing from it. But the sphere was found near Dusky Bridge, right? Yes, even though I'm sure Mystic Elise was in Hazakura Temple that entire evening. Alright, nothing to say about the autopsy. Nothing to say about that. About this photograph. Oh yes, those are our snowmobile's tracks, alright. I'd know them anywhere. But there's only one set, which means the rider went out while it was still snowing and came back after he had stopped. That's really the only logical explanation, I suppose. Nothing to see there. Honestly, it's like the end of the world. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. To think people have the gall to call this kind of scribbling by the name of art. Huh? If that's the sort of standard you need for the arts these days, I could be a pop diva. Sure. But what about the contents of the picture? What do you make of that? It's definitely the end of the world. This crystal sphere. It's not from a demon-warding hood, but I would guess it serves a similar purpose. If it's not from a hood, then I guess it really is from Miss Downham's staff. Look at the blood on it. Oh, poor Mystic Elise. Wait, is anyone testing this blood to see whose blood it is? Oh yeah. She's a very important visitor, you know, an honoured acolyte. She is? Do you know her or something? The Fae name is synonymous with the Quran channeling technique. Therefore, she must be a spirit medium of great power indeed. Looks like Bikini is in the dark. She doesn't seem to know that Maya is the daughter of the Master of Quran. Yeah. Okay. Where do they get gasoline for the snowmobile? I guess they had regular deliveries of gas canisters. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh dear, I wonder where on earth this little girl has wandered off to. She's nowhere near the main hall, that's for sure. First I lost Maya, and now Pearls. How much more pain is this case going to cause me? Not to mention this fever is giving me a killer migraine. Yeah, nothing to say about Gotto. Gummy! Nothing to say about Gummy. Yourself. It's all my fault, isn't it? It's all my achy back's fault. Now Mystic Elise is dead, and an acolyte is trapped inside the inner temple. And that poor little girl has gone missing too. Missing? I hope that's all it is. Oh dear, I've got to train to withstand more pain, don't I? No, that's not how pain works. How? How could I ever make up for this? Make up for what? For allowing harm to come to such an important person? So I was right. Miss Downham wasn't just any old visitor here. Please tell me, what's going to happen to poor Iris? If she was to be found guilty, well, I wouldn't accept it. But your testimony, Sister Bikini. I can't help my testimony. I saw what I saw. It's up to a pro-lawyer like you to deal with problems like that. What a disgraceful young man. You've finally seen through him, huh? How could he sit there and claim he really saw what he drew in that picture? Although, the portrait he did of me was rather flattering, I must say. Still, it's not like Larry to make something up that might get a woman he likes in trouble. There's more to that sketch of his than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. You certainly have some unusual friends, don't you, Mr. Wright? Friends? That fancy-pantsy painter is one thing, but whipping the judge is just bad form. Well, do you think you could go drill that into her head for me? Please? You must be very happy to have such a fine mentor. Mentor? No, he's just a friend. Oh, you naughty devil. Always a joker, aren't you? Ah, he seemed like a lovely young man. Like the kind you can always count on. Yeah. It's kind of depressing how much faith she has in him. Aw, jealous, Nick. Alright, let's see what this psycholock is gonna say. Take that! Kudos to the witness who does their best to tell what they saw, despite what it implies, trusting the truth. Yeah, I agree. Her actually just trying to tell what she saw. Yeah, that was good. I appreciate that. Elise Downham. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Downham had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise was an author. Just an author. Of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes. But I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Downham's true identity. My badge. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't have this. Hang on. Yeah, we don't have this. So it's probably my badge. Well, Sister Bikini, what do you have to say to that? Of course. I don't know why it didn't hit me before. Your heart. It's impure. It's riddled with wickedness and fallacies. Huh? That's why you keep coming up with these funny ideas. I recommend Mystic Elise's book, The Magic Bottle, for a man in your condition. The Magic Bottle? I hope it doesn't have a child-proof cap on it. She was a wonderful author and illustrator. That's all, I swear. Alright. I'll back out of here. Load. Alright, let's go check out the crime scene. Well, I guess it's a crime scene? Hazakura Temple, courtyard. This is where Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. It's hard to imagine she was lying on the stand, so maybe there are some clues that have yet to be found. The Shichishito is right there in Mystic Amy's right hand. But it was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past. Ladder. The main gate's on the other side of that stone wall. The difference in elevation is almost 10 feet. That's how steep this hillside is. And that's also the height the body fell from, according to the autopsy. Is it possible that Miss Downham was pushed from the top of the wall? Ah. Where's the ladder? They get quite a bit of snow up here on Eagle Mountain. Around here, skis aren't just for fun. They're tools for getting around. But the sled. Now that's got to be for Bikini's own personal entertainment. That building up there is the main hall. It was where we were staying. It sits kind of funny because it was built on a very steep slope. If you enter from the main gate side, these rooms above me on the ground floor. Apparently, Miss Downham was staying in the corner room. I guess that's where she was pushed from that night. Miss Downham's staff. I definitely remember there being a crystal sphere attached to the staff. I guess Larry eventually found the sphere near the foot of Dusky Bridge, but what was it doing all the way out there? There are a few of these stone lanterns scattered around in this courtyard. Without the city glare to compete with, I imagine they would seem a lot brighter. I guess Sister Bikini must light them now, since Iris can't be here. Doesn't seem to be much to look at here. Nothing much at all. So I thought there was another stepladder conversation sometime in this case, because I don't have the achievement yet. There's an achievement for getting all the stepladder conversations in the game, or in the series, trilogy. I'm just going to quickly Google this. Ladders vs stepladders, that's what it's called. Hang on. I'll just be a second. When you first played this game, you always thought that was blood on top of the ladder. Oh yeah, it does kind of look like blood, doesn't it? Alright. Okay. I think it's still coming up. Cool. I haven't missed it. Alright. I think that's all that there is to look at here, so... Hey! Well, what was that jarring, inconsiderately loud yell? So this is where you've been, keeping nice and warm, I see. Detective, have you finished the bridge? Yeah, I did. I told you I'd let you know. Well, well, well. Then I'll come along with you and... Sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved in the case. What was that? I'm involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me. Well, yeah, but that's not what I mean. Ow! It's been a while, Scruffy. It's... Miss Von Gummer! Oh. Sister, please leave the investigation to me. My. Well, you certainly seem to have everything under control. I am on your side. I won't do anything you don't want me to. As you work to pin the guilt on Iris. What are you daydreaming about, Phoenix Wright? Ow! That hurts, you know. Silence! I, Franziska von Karma, will personally guide you through your investigation. Oh. So you will follow me. She's not seriously going to follow me around, is she? I guess she is. Oh my. Okay. Does she have anything to say about here? No? Okay. Is she going to get upset if I go to the courtyard? Don't think so. What is that at the bottom of the statue? That looks like the top of the blue badger. Look at that symbol at the bottom there. Badger. Bloody badger. You can't believe Francie killed Gumshoe. I can. Alright. Okay. Guess she just doesn't comment on things. Hey. It's, well, I mean... It's an improvement. Jeez, how did Gumshoe do this? Gumshoe needs more respect. See if Larry's around. Not yet? Okay. Time to go rescue Maya. After we save the game and drink some water. Alright. Aw, thank you, Ayosha. Yay, more Franny. Yeah, thank you, Ayosha. For the bits, 200, plus an extra 20 for using the bleed purple, cheer. Thank you very much. February 9, Inner Temple Gate. Things have certainly become a lot more hectic than before. They must have commenced with the investigation. Oh, Mr. Nick. That voice. Pearl! Pearls! Mr. Nick! Mr. Nick!
So you were here ever since that night. I was so lonely, I thought I was going to die. When I woke up in the morning and saw that dusky bridge was gone, I realised I was all alone.
She was all alone?
It must have been very trying for you, little girl. Ah, you're... I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. There's no need to worry now that I'm here. You're the prosecutor who was so mean to Mystic Maya last year. Well... I don't like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip.
Oh! Wow!
Mystic Maya didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you.
It looks like Pearls' words are getting under her skin. Yo! Why are you whipping me? I didn't even say anything. You didn't have to. The smile on your lips gave you away. Anyway, Pearls? Weren't you with Maya?
Ah. I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls?
Wah, Mystic Maya.
Oh. Hey, wait! Pearls? She just ran off.
Ow.
That was cruel, Phoenix Wright. To make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable. What was that all about? Pearls acting like that? It's giving me the creeps. I guess I'd better take another look around since I finally got the chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago. Oh my god, this hasn't been used, has it? Oh, the incinerator. It's always an incinerator. There's a weird smell coming from that incinerator. The door is also open, almost like it's begging me to look inside. Well, well, let's see what stunning clue is concealed in here, shall we? Huh? It's empty. How naive of you, Phoenix Wright. But it's a bit strange, don't you think? Franziska von Karma? I seem to remember. There was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently. Listen, Phoenix Wright. It's impertinent to call people by their full name. I was only copying you. Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Phoenix Wright, do you think this is how many siblings the head nun has? Why don't you ask her the next time you see her? You know what? I think I will. And she'll probably slap you for prying into her private affairs. Phoenix Wright. What? And would you stop calling me by my full name like that? Was this once a prosperous port? A port? Yes, that metal hook is a mooring post for boats, you know. Oh, that. That's an anchor for one of the wires that is used to hold up the bridge. I think the wire that was tied to this one probably snapped when the bridge burned down. I mean, there's no way there was ever a port all the way up here. Don't get smart with me, Phoenix Wright. But I didn't say anything. You can see Dusky Bridge from here. It's an unusually long bridge, isn't it? I would say it's about 20 yards. I guess the gorge is too wide to cross with a piece of rope or wire, huh? Therefore, no one has crossed the gorge in either direction since the night of the murder. A simple yet sound deduction, wouldn't you say, Phoenix Wright? You're still sad we never got Francie versus Old Bag. Oh, that would have been fun. Oh yeah, that's right. He was afraid of heights, wasn't he? Yeah, it is really brave of him to actually cross that bridge again. This must be the door that leads to the inner temple, where Maya Fey was training on the night of the murder. Yes, there's a solitary room there called the training hall. You could do with some training yourself, Phoenix Wright. Yo! You're completely out of shape. Nah, I don't know how much more of this woman I can take. Yeah, try telling her that, Phoenix. That'll go well. There's a little gate that leads into the garden. It says no entry on the sign, though. Come now, Phoenix Wright. What are you doing? Let's go in. It's half open anyway. What harm could come of it? But it says no entry. Don't you Americans enjoy doing whatever you like and then simply say whatever? That's got nothing to do with anything. And who told you that? The sign says in a temple. I don't know how you're reading it, but it's incomprehensible to me. Actually, I can't read it either. Feigning comprehension isn't a very good habit to have, Phoenix Wright. She looks really happy to have finally caught me on something. Alright. Let's go in. In a temple training hall. What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Maya. She was supposed to be in here training. Yet it appears she's nowhere to be seen. What's that? That strange lock. It wasn't there 2 days ago. This whole room is really giving off some strange vibes. Yeah, it looks like a psycho lock, doesn't it? You know, Maya and Francie share an inner child girl from the looks of it, with how similarly they react to the half-open gate. Yeah. And Francie stating that thing was a moor for boats. Yeah, actually, that's pretty cool. What the heck? This door. When I was here 2 days ago, that weird lock wasn't on it. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen a lock quite like this before. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like this before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psych lock. I wonder if this lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. It's an antique dresser. Don't you dare open it, Phoenix Wright. Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her not to touch things. What a pity. It's full of nothing but old clothes for the acolytes. I thought we weren't opening it. I'm from the prosecutor's office. I can do anything. Yeah, you can do anything. Except stand up to a 9-year-old girl. Ooh. Thick burn. Look at those wafer-thin mattresses. I'm sorry, Phoenix Wright. Wafer-thin? Yeah, you know, thin like a wafer. In other words, uncomfortable. That's how we describe things like these mattresses. I guess you must say wafer-thick or something back in Germany. Not about these mattresses. Certainly not. Okay. What do you think this yellowish poster is, Phoenix Wright? It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually... A woman? I don't see any woman here. There's a different atmosphere in this room since the last time I was here. No, it's not a different atmosphere. It's a different smell. It's gravy. What's the matter? This scroll. It's been completely covered in gravy. Ah, yes. There is a very appetizing smell in the air. But gravy is a type of sauce. So when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute. I see. No, no one does that. For starters, it stinks. This must be the gravy that we had with the roast on the night of the incident. But why would anyone do this? Why this scroll? Hanging scroll updated. Touch to see before and after view under the check screen. Misty phase and image is obscured by gravy. What took you so long? I thought even you'd managed to get here faster than this. Ah, Mr. Trites. What the fuck's he doing here? Did Pearls sneak more food to Maya? Yeah, maybe. Prosecutor Gatto? I didn't know you were here. Prosecutor? How come you didn't show up at the trial today? Ha! I could ask you the exact same question. Huh? But I had a cold, so I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with. The importance of which is something you have no hope of ever understanding. Enough! I believe I have the measure of you. You are the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial? She's affronted that he didn't go to his trial. Who's the wild mare, Trite? This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today. Ha! Well, I guess I owe you one then. But you can go now, princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins. Just who do you think you are? This case is my... Hey, filly, know your role and shut your mouth. I can't stand women like you. I really don't like Gatto. I'm only going to say this once. Lady von Whippingberg, go home. Phoenix, right? What are you hitting me for? Hit him! Hit him! He's a f***ing... Ugh. Ha! You deserve more cracks of the whip than that, Trite. What? You still don't get it, do you? You don't realise that you've set something in motion that you'll never be able to undo. There's something different about Gatto today. I'm getting such a strong sense of something from behind that mask of his. Is it anger? Or is it misogyny? Is it sorrow? Who's the wild mare, Trite? I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. You had some important business and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So what was it? I've told you once before, but perhaps you don't remember. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. You see, Trite, I've experienced something most have not. Death. You died? Of course. Being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustments of all your internal organs is... Well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So, you mean that mask you wear is this ugly device? I promise it's not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Without this, I can't see your frequently dumbfounded face. I didn't know. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, I keep this worn-out piece of junk of a body going with regular servicing. I'm sorry, but you say you experienced death. How is that possible? What happened? Why don't you ask him? Huh? Me? Yeah, Trite. You should know all about it. You know where my life ended, and who ended it for me. Well, Phoenix Wright, do you? I don't know what he's talking about. Although, to be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about how Gatto was killed. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't that right, Trite? Earlier, you said I've done something that I can never undo. What did you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here on this side of Dusky Bridge is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said too. And I wonder, Trite, do you know what the police are doing here today? What do you mean? They're searching. Searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Missing? As leader of the search party, I could tell you this with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. Huh? But that's impossible. She came here that night and... I won't say it again. The chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. One? Where is that? The Sacred Cavern, the entrance of which we are standing at right now. You're very surprised we got no psycho locks with Godot, with how much he's refusing to tell us? Yeah, actually. Yeah. This is the only place that the search party has yet to explore. So they haven't searched that cavern yet, huh? Be aware, though, the temperature inside frequently falls below freezing. Even if she were in there, the chances of her being found alive are slim at best. No! Aww. Poor Maya. Which means, Trite, that you sent Maya Fey to her death. You fool! If that's the situation, why aren't you in there with the search party right now? You must have blinders on, my equestrian angel. Don't you see the big lock and chains? It's a trick lock. I'm making preparations to open it as we speak. Well, Trite, once again, a woman dies because of you. Once again? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all, when the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Because of me? And do you know who that was? It was Maya Fey's sister. That's right, Mia Fey. But Mia? You killed her. No, that's not how it was. It was 2 years ago. Mia Fey was pursuing someone, a man. But she bit off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy. Yeah, that's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy, personally. Sure, Miss Fey's murderer was caught, but that won't bring her back. Well, no, but you were with her at the time. You and no one else. It was your responsibility. You should have protected her. You say Mia Fey was your teacher? Well then, I'd say you've learned nothing, Trite. You robbed her of her life, and now you've let her sister suffer the same fate. I haven't sentenced Maya to death. No. Just gonna drink some water. Okay. What is this peculiar looking lock? Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of... I'm afraid we can't do that. This area has always been prone to earthquakes. The repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of the training hall. Any excessive force used to break the lock open would... Well, let's just say the inner temple in the sacred cavern would be a thing of the past. Jeez, why do they still use this place? Very well. Then dare I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with the key? Ha! Sure. Just show me where the keyhole is on this trick lock. There's no keyhole? That's right. An interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it. Then who was it? Simple. The accused. What? Iris? When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cavern, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. Obviously, the night of the murder was no exception. Maya Fey was to train in there. Sister Bikini did mention it a number of times, now that I think about it. She said that Iris was left in charge of supervising the early stages of the training. So Iris, the accused, is the only one who could open this lock. I've arranged for her to be brought here now. Iris is the only person who can open this lock? I hope she gets here soon. Hang on in there, Maya. We'll get you out. So, I should be getting back to work. Wait, Gotto. How sure about Maya are you? There's no doubt in my mind. She's in the secret cavern somewhere. It's the only place she could be. You'd better start praying. You'd better pray that friend of yours brings the accused back here soon. Edgeworth? Listen up, Trite. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never. Oh. That's why I kept saving, because I assumed he was going to leave, so I'm going to load my save so we can badge him. You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix Wright. That's what everyone says. It looks like I don't have much of a choice. I guess I'll just have to do what I can for now. And load our save, because he left. I'm going to see if we can show him anything. Also, can we look at anything while he's here? Huh. The scroll shows a picture of Misty Faye, master of the Quran channeling technique. But why would anyone cover it in gravy? I can't make out what's drawn on this scroll at all. I'll never understand you Americans and your so-called artists. Artists? Yeah. Alright. Check out my badge. Gotto, would you mind taking a look at this? Ha! My eyes have a date with the horizon. They're flirting with the goals. I don't have any intention of aiding a defense attorney like you, Trite. But you must help him, even just a little. Look who's talking. I had no idea such a smooth refusal could make me so angry. Sketch? Okay. Can we show him anything? Can we talk about people? Again? No? Okay. You got nothing to say about anything. Yeah. You're boring, got it. Then fast forward. That is an interesting lock. It's got like, it seems like it's got like a Magatama symbol on it. Yeah. Well then. Let's go. I don't know. Should I? Or shouldn't I? Sounds like someone's talking to himself. But where's that coming from? Yummy! Yeah, I guess I better wash that off. That's what I'll do. No, but I can't do that. I'm a detective. Oh, my brain. This is driving me nuts. Ah! Is something troubling you, Scruffy? But please don't whip me like that all of a sudden, sir. It was merely a simple greeting. A friendly tap on the shoulder. With my whip. So what's up, Gumshoe? Is something on your mind? How did you know, pal? Perhaps you were trying to decide if you wanted to wash that off or not? How did you know, sir? Oh, yeah, I nearly forgot. You can't go through that little gate there, okay? You mean the one that says no entry on it? I, kind of already snuck in there. Is he trying to be clever or something? So what's behind there, Scruffy? Huh? A kind of garden-like garden. A garden? Yeah. Anyway, it's under investigation right now, so keep out. I'm not telling you. I'm asking you, pal. You got me? Isn't it normally the other way around? Well, see you later. So, shall we adjourn to this garden, Phoenix Wright? Of course. What else will we do? I really want to know what Gumshoe was thinking of washing off. I love that they're completely on the same page with this. Check out the garden. Oh, what the... In a temple garden. There's a strange feeling in the air. I wonder what it is. Strange feeling? Forget about that. What's that strange writing on the stone lantern? Ah! What are you doing here, sir? I thought I said you can't come in here. Don't you know, Scruffy, a von Karma will always show up wherever there is a clue. And there are plenty of clues to be found here. But... Oh. So, how's the Inner Temple investigation going? We have the best forensic team in the world working the place. Forensic team? And what was the outcome of this scientific study? Nothing. Scientifically speaking, the place is as clean as a whistle. That's simply not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think I'll let you get away with that? Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir. That stone lantern and the surrounding area that's not covered in snow, correct? They looked kind of fishy to me, you know, scientifically speaking. So I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were... It's kinda hard to say, actually. I guess I better look into them myself. Save in case he leaves. The bloody writing says, I am. Is Gumshoe channeling Emma or something? Good question. About Maya. Oh, did Mr. Goddo tell you yet? Yes, we heard. He's got a search party out looking for her. But there's nowhere else she could have disappeared to on this side of Dusky Bridge. All we can do is wait for Mr. Edgeworth to get here, pal. Edgeworth? He's escorting Iris, the defendant, over here. We'll have to wait, since she is the only one who can open the door to the secret cavern. Oh, I think Mr. Edgeworth wants to talk to you about something too, pal. Huh? I wonder what it is. Just don't be expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Mr. Edgeworth sounded so down, I felt like I was drowning. Oh, sounds pleasant. Alright. Let's have a look-see. What the heck is that? Uh-oh. You spotted it, huh, pal? Are you kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious. It says... Maya. Yeah. And before you ask, it's written in blood. You will answer all our questions now, Scruffy, without exception. Yes, sir. There are a couple of torches here. I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains. Yeah, I was looking at those things, pal. It looks like they've been lit pretty recently. Recently? How recent are we talking about? As recent as the night of the murder. Maya was training here on the night of the murder. It's not unreasonable to think these things were lit up at the time, I guess. Well, this is odd. There's no snow on the ground here. And it's an almost perfect rectangle. It couldn't have happened naturally. Yes, it appears as though someone has carefully cleared away the snow. No doubt it was you, wasn't it, Scruffy? No, it wasn't me, sir. It was already like that when my men and I got here to start the investigation. If it wasn't the police, then who did it? Oh, yeah. There's something I need to tell you. Just between the three of us, okay? What is it? It's top secret. You can't tell anyone, got it? Understood. Well, when I was a kid, I got knocked out of the local wrestling contest, you see? Uh-oh. I was so disappointed. I just picked up my mouthguard and cried all the way home. Man, I got in so much trouble when I left it on the couch. Is that it? That's it. Oh! Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason. Although I can't even begin to imagine what that reason could be. Phoenix just is like, moving on. Oh. Okay. A little lantern, a little statue.
It is certainly a quaint little garden. Oh. What is this huge bowl here for?
Oh, I know this one. It's a water bowl, isn't it?
Everything else is completely frozen over. But the ice in this bowl has been broken. That's true. I wonder if this has any impact on the case.
Well, I doused my face earlier with the water in this. I was getting kind of sleepy. Oh!
Next time you're sleepy, you need only come to me. Got it? The heck's this? There's a charm or something poking out from the snow. It looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it too.
Apparently, it belonged to the victim.
To Miss Elise Downham?
Yeah, there was a broken leather cord around the lady's neck. The ends of the cords found on both the victim and on this charm match exactly.
Interesting. Sounds to me like this little trinket is going to be my ticket to getting some very big answers. Quran Master's Talisman, worn by Elise Downham, found in the garden of the Inner Temple. Quran Master's Talisman, eh? Alright. It's got more to talk about, but first we've got to badge him. Hey look, it's my attorney's badge.
Haha, good one, pal. You're always good for a laugh with your little badge. But a real man has a police badge.
Check out my Megatama.
Hey, that looks good. Is it a cough drop? I tell you, pal, I've had a sore throat all day. No, that's my Megatama. You can't eat it.
Oh. At least he doesn't just put stuff in his mouth first and ask questions later anymore. Yeah, probably. It's probably part of the breaking her locks. What about this, Detective Gumshoe? Any thoughts?
Yeah, well, it's pretty chilly today, huh? My brain doesn't work properly in the cold.
Perhaps we'll just have to wait until summer when it's warmer.
Oh no, my brain doesn't work properly in the heat. I'm kind of weak in the head.
Aww. There are some things you shouldn't advertise, Gumshoe, especially in front of her.
Franny greater than Maya. She's pretty fun, actually.
Do you know anything about this scroll, Detective?
Well, I know it smells great. Yeah, this is just the kind of weather for some steaming mashed potatoes and gravy. I really love that stuff. I eat it so much that my coat— Ah!
Have you nothing else to say about this than your inane ramblings about gravy?
Not really.
Let's leave it at that, okay?
She sure was a mysterious person. Her real name, her past, it's all a complete mystery.
Still, it strikes me as odd. Why would someone who wishes to remain anonymous become an author?
You know what probably happened? I bet she didn't know her books were going to be such a success. That's what I think.
Alright, nothing to say about that. Weather data? No? Okay. Chichichito.
I didn't follow the ins and outs of it, but it turned out that this wasn't the murder weapon, right?
If what Sister Bikini saw is right, then no, it's not. She said the murder weapon was thrust into the victim up to the hilt. But the bloodstains on this aren't consistent with her story.
Don't worry, pal. I'll uncover the real murder weapon. If I haven't turned it up by spring, you can take my badge.
The case will be long over by then, Gumshoe. You're getting hungry? Me too, actually.
A staff belonged to the victim.
Yeah, and apart from the crystal missing from the top, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I just remembered something important. This is just between us, okay?
Is it going to have anything to do with the case, Detective?
Well, no, but it's really...
Then I'm not interested.
Yes, sir.
Oh, are they going to talk about wanting to be a wizard again? Aww.
nothing about that. Testimony. Nope, okay. Tracks. Nope, okay. I was wondering if there are any tracks over here. What do you make of this photo of the crime scene? It's really gruesome. All I gotta say is that the killer is messed up in the head. But it turns out that Shito thing wasn't even the murder weapon. So then, why would someone stab it in the victim like that? That's the mystery we're here to solve. It was like a circus today in court. All thanks to this little sketch. At the risk of repeating myself, you really ought to choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix Wright. Okay, I know Larry's a bit out there, but he genuinely wants to help Iris. I'm sure of that. He wouldn't have produced this for no good reason. You are nothing more than a marshmallow on the inside. The both of you. That's a good line. This was found close to Dusky Bridge, wasn't it? That's what that artist guy said, yeah. Right after the defendant flew over the burning bridge. According to his testimony, she dropped it when she landed on the other side. But this crystal didn't belong to Iris. The crystal had dropped out of Miss Elise Downham's staff. And there are traces of blood on it too. The real question is, what was it doing near the foot of Dusky Bridge? That thing must have been worn by the victim. There's no other way of looking at it. You mean, because of the matching leather cord found around the victim's neck? Yeah, I bet it was one of those things she always wore. I've got this safe driving charm I've been wearing for over a year now. If I ever get into an accident, it guarantees it'll be the other guy's fault. Isn't it supposed to stop you from having an accident in the first place? That's pretty good. Gumshoe is probably the most likeable character in the series. Yeah, I completely agree. Oh, we don't have the AM writing yet. I assume we'll get it as evidence once we talk to him about it. I'll finish showing him stuff first though. The situation hasn't changed. We still don't know anything about Maya's whereabouts. She's gotta be in the Sacred Cavern though. That's the only place left. I heard it's real cold in there. We've got to get her out fast or it could be bad, pal. Isn't there anything you can do, Detective? What are you talking about? Huh? We're already on it. You couldn't get a faster response from a computer. Mr. Gatto put everything in place right away. That guy doesn't mess around. Gatto? Yeah, the coffee-drinking mystery man who didn't show in court. I gotta say, he's totally made me rethink my perception of him, pal. She cross-examined me once, you know. Yeah, that was us. The big guns locking horns. Witness versus lawyer. It was a battle of cunning tactics and tricks. But the witness isn't supposed to play any tricks. I can't believe she's gone. Apparently, the girl was trapped over here since the night of the murder. Did she say anything to you about Maya? She wouldn't tell me. She's not going to tell me something if she wouldn't even speak to you, pal. She was real upset. She wouldn't stop crying. Phoenix Wright, look sharp and go comfort that poor little girl. Oh, I will. Trust me, I will. That guy's got more mysteries than a choose-your-own escapade book, pal. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I already know. I can't believe he skipped a trial like that, without even getting permission. He'd have been fired for sure if he worked for a normal company. Never would have expected the prosecutor's office to be so lax. Don't get the wrong impression, Phoenix Wright. More importantly, doesn't it strike you as odd that the police are unaware of that man's medical situation? Of course, being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your internal organs is... well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. Yeah, why is he hiding that from everyone? Additionally, it raises another question. Why did he choose to tell only you? Yeah, why did he? Hey, you want to hear something, pal? Come on, I know you do. Maggie says she's going to buy me a new coat. Oh. Really? That's great. Yeah, I think it's to say thanks for helping her out during that last case. Which means I can finally chuck out this stinky sweat-soaked rag. You mean you don't have any special attachments to that coat? And after all the effort I took to mail it back to you from Germany. Oh wow, they actually filled that plot hole. Ah, well, I'll be sure to take good care of it once it's retired, sir. I didn't expect them to actually fill that plot hole. Present Francie to Gumshoe in her presence? Yeah. I'll go through everyone. She's a sweet old lady. She doesn't look like the lying type to me. But there was a problem with her testimony, wasn't there? Yeah, but I don't think it was her fault. She was just trying to say the right thing, and it came out wrong, that's all. I know what it's like. Happens to me all the time. For a detective, you are completely lacking in powers of observation. She sure was a mysterious person. Her real name, her past, it's all a complete mystery. Still, it strikes me as odd. Why would someone who wishes to remain anonymous become an author? Oh yeah, we've seen this dialogue. Iris. I don't know. I'm not so sure anymore. The clues we found today have turned this case all topsy-turvy. I can't see how Iris could have done it now. Oh, how interesting, Scruffy. Sadly, I don't share the same sentiment. Prepare yourself well for tomorrow, Phoenix Wright. Why does every prosecutor want to burn me at the stake so badly? Well, there's one who doesn't, Nick. He was Miss Elise Downham's apprentice, or so I heard. Well, I suppose you could call him that. The guy drew a portrait of me, you know. Well, lucky you, I suppose. Yeah, but I had to pay him 50 cents for it. That's pretty awful. You aren't really enthused about this guy either, huh? Well, he made a mockery of the court today. And I'm almost sure he did it on purpose too. Wow, what a beauty, huh? Oh! What was that long pause for, Scruffy? That's a real nice brooch she's got too. Oh! Gumshoe needs to learn how to give compliments faster than Francisca gives lashes. I haven't seen Mr. Edgeworth for about a year. Talk about a long time. Do you know why he moved overseas? I don't know. Probably to look cool. Probably to look cool. Huh? There's a lot of weight attached to doing research overseas, you know. Once I've done my stint in Paris, you'll have to call me Monsieur Gumshoe. I don't know how to pronounce that. People really don't get Edgeworth, do they? It's his own fault for not explaining anything about himself. Alright, finally talk to you about the actual important thing. Maya. So these letters are written in blood? Yeah. What's worse is it's the victim's blood. Okay. Wow. So was she killed here? Edgy is really cool, yes. He is. Huh? This is Miss Downham's blood? We haven't done a detailed analysis yet, but it's looking that way, pal. Most interesting. Phoenix Wright, I presume you know, don't you? Why Maya's name is written upside down. You know what? That was really bothering me too. But I just came up with the answer. The result of my own special Gumshoe investigation. Really? Do tell. Well, on the night of the murder, that stone lantern was upside down. Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Miss Elise Downham wrote these letters herself, in her own blood. You must be joking. That's impossible. From the writing and the victim's blood and the other clues left behind, it seems pretty likely that this garden was the scene of Miss Elise Downing's murder. At least, that's our current theory on how the events took place, pal. What? When you play these games, you examine all the nooks and crannies, ignoring the biggest clue at the scene to save for last, only to forget about the big clue. Yeah. I'm at risk of doing that all the time. So, Miss Downing was killed here? However you want to look at it, that's what people are saying now. Then, what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard at the main temple was... Well, what was it? If that wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she see? What do you think, Miss Von Karma? Surely a special Gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer, no? But wait a sec. The bloody writing and all the other clues here. Someone could have easily settled that up after the murder, right? Sorry, but that's not an option, pal. Why not? How quickly you forget, Phoenix Wright. Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burned out. I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time. No one came over here before me and my men. Which means no one could have planted all this stuff here, pal. I can't think of a counter-argument to that. I knew it. I should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here. If this really was the scene of the crime, then I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini actually saw. We didn't actually get the bloody writing in evidence, did we? It's kind of important. I kind of want it in my evidence. That's weird. I guess we don't need it for anything? Yeah. Well, thanks for chatting, Gummy. See if we can find where Pearl went. Not here. Hazakura Temple. Main gate. It seems you have a visitor. Mr. Wright. Iris, I'm really glad to see you. Goddo managed to mobilize the police by claiming a state of emergency. Not him again. Never mind him. We've got to hurry and unlock the sacred cavern. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's my fault someone so important to you is locked in there. Mr. Edgeworth, can we finish our conversation later? Alright. Let's hurry to the inner temple then. I'll see you later, right? Wait, Edgeworth. I'm coming with you guys. Sorry, Wright. I can't allow you to come with us. What? I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Maya Fey is in a rather delicate position. Suspect. What do you mean by a delicate position? This isn't simply a rescue operation, right? It's also an investigation. That being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere. Come on, Edgeworth. If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, right? But it's Maya! Mr. Wright? All that matters is that Mystic Maya is rescued, correct? Listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix Wright. From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. We'll be going now. Excuse us. Ugh! This is no time to be standing around, Phoenix Wright. Aren't there other things that demand your attention? She's right. Thanks for reminding me. Is she going to stick with us? Okay. She's staying with us. I mean, she would have access to across the bridge too. Yeah, poor Maya. God, can she get through a game without being a suspect? Apparently not. Apparently not. Poor thing. How is Phoenix considered a member of the public? He's Iris's attorney. I don't know. I guess like police and prosecutors get first access to everything, but shouldn't he be able to be there with Iris? Anyway, video games. Hazakura Temple, main hall. Sister Bikini looks like she's shrunk some since I last saw her. Don't be so rude, Phoenix Wright. What's wrong, Sister Bikini? My. Hello, you two. How are you doing? Oh. From the sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down. Iris was just here, you know. She was accompanied by that handsome, crimson-clad prince. Is she talking about Edgeworth? Who else do you think she's talking about? It was just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. Oh dear. It's all my fault that this has happened. Poor Iris. She was worried about my back, would you believe? What have I done to her? Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There's no shame in that. And we'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain. Well, I don't hear anyone else saying that. Mr. Bluesuits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see. Mr. Bluesuits. Does Maya have an accuse me sign stuck on her back or something? Huh? Me? Blair. Oh, yes. You did great, Sister Bikini. Absolutely spectacular. You two are the only ones who've said that to me. I can't shake the feeling that I just became a shill to a shrew. Do you have a problem, Phoenix Wright? Sure, she was brave to testify so truthfully like that. But I know she's still hiding something. Guess it's time to break those cyclocks of hers. But first I'm going to check out the courtyard. That's a point. Has she ever whipped a female? I mean, she wouldn't whip a 9-year-old girl, I would hope. She didn't whip Bikini. Did she whip Maya? I don't think she's... yeah, I guess the second game would be her best opportunity. I don't think so, actually. That's a good point. Nothing new here. Where did Pearl go? Poor little thing. Poor Pearl. Yeah, Godot's definitely way worse. Godot is... alright, so I guess we're gonna break this cyclock. What's the time? I should probably... You would say who but spoilers? Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Take that! I don't know how long this investigation is, as to... Does anyone have an idea, like, how far through? Are we, like, halfway through? So I think we might need to finish up the stream soon. But if we're near the end of it, then I can keep going. Elise Downham. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Downham had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise was an author. Just an author of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes. But I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Downham's true identity. Take that! Oh, is this the last part? Okay, cool. Miss Downham had this charm with her at all times. Kiara, where did you... This isn't some cheap good luck charm either. Then, what do you think it is, Mr. Wright? Well, what could a talisman like that possibly mean? It's a talisman, is it? Interesting. Oops! It's sort of halfway through? Oh, okay. This thing speaks volumes about who Miss Downham really was. This talisman and one other item unequivocally prove Miss Downham's true identity. Okay, now this one, I don't know. Okay, we can see the before and after. Hang on. Let's look at that talisman. It's the same symbol. But maybe it's my badge? Well, you really ought to think about buying one of the charms we sell here, Mr. Wright. Huh? Otherwise, you just might find yourself jumped on by a little old lady on a dark mountain path. What? What? What am I doing? The piece of evidence I need to show you bikini is obvious. That's just a plain old good luck charm. So please, just give it back. You like my oops too? Oh no, I don't think so. This thing speaks volumes, blah 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 blah. Oh, it's the picture. Silly me. It's the picture. I presented the same thing twice. The painting is obscured by this gravy stain at the moment. But this scroll shows the master of the Quran channeling technique. The crest at the top is a sign of that honourable title. The very same crest that adorns the talisman the victim carried with her. Ah! This crest is reserved for the master of Quran. Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about. The new master, Maya Fey, told me. What? You mean that acolyte is Misty Fey's daughter? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. In fact, since her eldest daughter passed away, Maya is Misty Fey's sole successor. Mystic Misty! Oh. Okay. Sure. I'll take it. Almost full health. Good enough. Mystic Elise graced us with her presence about a week ago. When she showed me the talisman with that mark on it, well, I nearly fainted. No one had seen her since she disappeared 17 years ago, after all. What is the significance of this talisman, sister? The Quran talisman? It's the symbol of the Master of Quran. The bearer must carry it with them, and always until their death. Until their death? So Elise Downham was really Maya's mother, huh? She was Misty Fey, the master of the Quran channeling technique. The truth comes out at last. It looks like we're making some headway here. Jeez, that's so sad. That Maya finally had a chance to... Well, I guess she met her mother, but she didn't know it, and now it's too late for them to talk about anything. Tell me, sister. After 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now? Because something happened that called her out of hiding. What happened? Well... But what's happening? It can't be. Earthquake! Ah! Oh my goodness! The inner temple? This kind of tremor might... The inner temple? The sacred cavern in the training hall? It might very well cave in. What? Maya!
It seems to have passed. Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Let's go. What? Where? To the inner temple, of course. Where else? Sister Bikini, we'll finish this later, alright? Of course. You run along now. People may have been hurt. I must get some first aid kits ready. Come on then, Phoenix Wright. They won't bar you from entering as long as I am with you. Thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. We just had an earthquake. I wonder if he's alright. Oh. You want to see it without the screen shake? Huh. I can turn it off. Or did you want to see it without the screen shake? It'll probably look pretty weird, won't it? You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Edgeworth? Come on, let's go. Alright. Sure. I'll have to go through the whole cyclope breaking though. It won't be that. Didn't take that long. Take that. Hold BS to skip text? Yeah, it means backspace. I'm playing the PC version, and you can use the keyboard if you want. Oh, I didn't turn off. Sorry, I didn't do the thing I meant to do. Was turn off screen shake. Hopefully, it'll let me look at the options soon. Yeah, it's B for backspace. Ah, there we go. Screen shake off. Just kind of lack all impact without the. Oh yeah, we got full health. That's true. Was this a trick to try and get me to be full health? Yeah, this looks really silly without the screen shake. Yeah, I can see why they had the screen shake. Turn it back on. Alright. Now we need to go to the inner temple. It wasn't? Okay. If you say so, I'll trust you. My poor Edgy's in a bad place. I remember from case 1-4 in the first game. He does not do well with earthquakes. They trigger PTSD for him because of DL6. We've got to hurry to the inner temple and... Right. Oh, hey. Ah! What are you doing here? Grr. Yeah. How could I have... How did you expect us to understand if you don't speak up? Yo! Hey, why am I the one getting whipped? She's gone. No. The defendant, Iris. She's gone. Gone where? She fled. She escaped. What? So, it was just now? During the... It's easy to see Edgeworth's one and only weakness. His fear of earthquakes. I should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went dark before my eyes and
I stupidly passed out. Oh. That incident haunts you to this day, doesn't it? That's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. I can't believe I let it happen. Right, the inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have only escaped to this side. We haven't seen her. Then we need to get a manhunt underway now, and search Eagle Mountain from top to bottom. Wait, Edgeworth. Have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross. No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type of person to run away, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? Sister Bikini mentioned something when we were with her. She said that the sacred cavern might have caved in because of the quake. Then you think Iris might have gone to the inner temple to check on the situation? Listen, Edgeworth. I'm sure she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary. Right. Let's not waste any more time. We need to get to the training hall's sacred cavern, now. Alright, let's go. It's interesting that she doesn't seem to whip Edgeworth much. Like, she barely whipped him in court. She would whip the judge instead. I wonder why she doesn't... Yeah. In a temple training hall. Fortunately, the sacred cavern hadn't caved in. But... what we found was something none of us could have ever expected. There's even more? How can there be even more locks? What is the meaning of this? Iris! Iris, please tell me. What the hell is going on? The hell? I don't remember that at all. Okay. Is there more investigation? There is. Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to stop for the day. Wow. Yeah, this case is really good, isn't it? Jeez. Okay, we will continue this next time. And, I'll see if there's anyone to host today. Let's see. I'll host I Ate Your Pie. He's playing some Mario Maker 2 Versus mode, which is hilarious if you haven't seen it before. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Jeez, this case is really good. Yeah, that was a great... That was great fun doing that stream. So thank you all for watching. /raid I Ate Your Pie. And I'll see yous all next time. See yous.